Welcome back to another episode of TPC. We're going to do the NFL Week 16 predictions. Pretty much, Ty is back for another episode, of course. Last week we were pretty much wrong with half our picks in Minnesota, the Panthers game, pretty much a lot of upsets last week. Okay, last night, or how you said 2 nights ago, the Thursday night game, probably one of the best Thursday nights you've probably seen in recent memory. The Rams versus the Seahawks. That game was unbelievable. I mean, the Seahawks came back 16 points. I believe in the third quarter, the second half. It looked like the game was done because after Sam Darnold threw that one pick, it was 30-16 one point in the game, and the momentum just switched. I mean, Sam Darnold put on a clinic. Man, looked like the top 5 quarterback in the league, and I don't know. This dude Sam Darnold is just a roller coaster, if anything, in these games. And in overtime, them going for two right there was unbelievable. Like it was insane, and the spread was 1.5. That was the understanding. I mean, Vegas right there. Of course, people say that with betting odds. But what were your thoughts from the game, Ty, from last night or 2 nights ago?
That was just a great game to watch. Unfortunately, I had bets on that game that did not hit. Kind of told you about that last night. But, shout out to Kenneth Walker. He played one of his best games of the year. After kind of struggling all season, especially on the ground, he was the rushing leader of the game, 100 yards. And through the air, he looked great too. This Seattle team can fight the top teams in the NFC. And honestly, I really like how JSN came out first half, didn't do anything, put out a goose egg. Came back second half, put up 92 yards. So just props to the Seahawks for coming back, and shout out that defense too.
Yes, their defense is phenomenal. I mean, it's been the main force from this team. And now the thing is, their defense got exposed last night badly in the secondary. I mean, Puka had 225 in receiving yards. Of course, Matthew Stafford had 3 touchdowns, 457. They took away the run game of Kyron, but still, like they got exposed a little bit in that couple of minutes of the game. And when the overtime, I mean, they scored, and then the Seahawks went for two, pretty much winning the game. And I can't believe that still went going for two right there. And another 2 point conversion earlier in the game. The Sam Darnold threw a backwards pass, and the Charbonnet just picked it up pretty much for a 2 point conversion. It was unbelievable how that worked. A lot of crazy things. I mean, Mac McDonald, I mean, he's been phenomenal. Second year as a coach for this team. He's definitely candidate for coach of the year. Last year they had Geno Smith, DK. I mean, those were the two main sources for the team last year, and they just got rid of those 2 star players, and now they're just banking on Sam Darnold, JSN this year. And then Kenneth Walker, speaking of him, I mean, phenomenal game by him last night. He's been lackluster. I mean, a little bit Charbonnet has been the main factor in the goal line, but we haven't had a 100-yard Walker game in forever. It feels like since last year. So great props to him also. So honestly, and also now Seahawks the first team in the NFC now, first place. They control their own destiny. How there is, they just got to play the Panthers next week on the road, and the Panthers are phenomenal at home. And end of the year, they got San Fran at San Fran. So a lot of things can happen in the coming weeks. So yeah.
Yeah, that one should be an interesting one, the Panthers one, especially if they win against Tampa Bay this week.
Definitely, and that would be very interesting how the momentum will switch in the NFC. But let's start with today's games or Saturday's games, pretty much. The 4 o'clock game, you got Washington versus Philadelphia and Chicago versus Green Bay. These two games, the only important is Saturday night. But like, if Philadelphia wins this, they clinch the division. Their favorites 7 points in this game, and it's at Washington. Washington's not doing anything. They already got Jay Nails done for the year. He's done, and it's Marcus Mariota the rest of the year. I'm praying for a miracle, and Washington somehow gets these wins against the Philadelphia against the next 2 weeks. Hopefully for the Cowboys, a chance for the NFC, but I doubt that's going to happen. And yeah, I mean Philadelphia, they should win this game in dominant fashion, if anything.
Yeah, they shut down Jaden Daniels. So, they're focusing on Marcus Mariota. I think they're focusing more on their top 10 pick they'll get this year. We'll see how they kind of look at the draft. But yeah, obviously I feel like Philadelphia should win this one pretty handily.
And because they look at last week, they destroyed the Raiders 31-0. Jalen Hurts looked good. Saquon was okay. Lane Johnson is still out for them, so they're doing decent with that, with his injury. So barring that. And speaking of the Commanders, their draft picks heading into next year is still crazy for them. I mean, they got nothing. They're very few. It is looking like they have 3 picks in this draft.
Oh yeah, they did the Laramie Tunsil, Debo.
They did the Tunsil, the Lattimore, the Debo. They were banking on this year, pretty much banking. So them not having their picks is going to hit them very hard. So maybe they do some trades. Maybe they got to trade some players. Maybe they got to trade. Terry McLaurin. Maybe I don't know. They got to build this team up for some eventually because this veteran lineup was not good. You
Yeah,
banked on making a Super Bowl this year. They
they
banked
got
on. So, yeah, and let's talk about now the Saturday night game, Chicago versus Green Bay. What are your thoughts about this game?
Is it going to be pretty cold? I mean, it's in Chicago, so 100% is going to be cold. But I got to see those temperatures. But I really like Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams in this one. Coming in last year, didn't really look that strong. A lot of the media, a lot of fans began to speculate that he's kind of been a bust compared to his like people in the draft, like Jaden Daniels, obviously Drake May, even JJ McCarthy coming into the season. But I really like how Caleb Williams kind of put that behind him and just been balling out each and every week and kind of brought Chicago to what they are right now, especially shout out to Ben Johnson. He's been great. And that defense has just been turning the ball over so many times for them. I think they're averaging like 2 or 3 a game. And Micah Parsons being out for the rest of the year with a torn ACL. I mean, I think that puts the Packers in jeopardy for their Super Bowl contention, especially this year. So, yeah, give me Chicago in this one, especially in a home environment.
And I'd take Chicago too. I think in that second half, they kind of exposed the Green Bay Packers defense a little bit, and the defense got better in the second half for the Chicago Bears. So I think Ben Johnson knows how to beat this team. I think in that second half, he found a way. It just took that one bad play by Caleb Williams because millions of times he's not going to miss that read of DJ Moore being wide open. So I'm not going to blame that on him. And he's been phenomenal this year. Back-to-back years, I think, so far with only 6 interceptions right now, 21 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. So far it's been really good as a game man, being not turning over the ball. That's the one thing coming in the NFL. Caleb Williams has not been a turnover machine. He's been consistent. I mean, the only issue was last year was his taking up sacks a little bit and not making the crazy plays. This year, this guy's making plays nonstop, keeping plays alive, looking like the backyard football that we expected him to be, being the first overall pick for Chicago Bears. And the run game, I mean, Swift and Kyle, they're phenomenal duo right there. The rookie from Rutgers, 7th rounder, and Swift, of course, about to hit 1,000 yards. Luther Bird and Aduze are out for this game, if I'm correct.
Yes, sir.
Both of them are out, so it's going to be DJ Moore and the tight ends pretty much carrying the load for this game, for this team.
Yeah, I really like DeAndre Swift and Mongoli this game too, because I mean, Micah's not, Micah's one of those guys who can change a game. I know with him formerly on the Cowboys.
Yes.
And the thing about the Bears last week, they played a weak Cleveland Browns team, but that defense is pretty legit. And they kind of exposed that defense. Did you see that one play with Caleb Williams just down to DJ Moore and just that head top of 2 guys?
Yeah,
that
in the
was
back
one
of the
best plays I've ever seen this year.
Yeah, he pretty much had a jump pass and threw it above end, and DJ Moore caught it in the back of the end zone. I mean, it was a great play by him. And you think about this, the Browns beat the Packers earlier this year in Cleveland. I know Cleveland's some crazy magic over there, but the difference with these offenses are very different. I think it really depends. And Josh Jacobs is still questionable. He's questionable every week, so you don't know what kind of running back they're going to come out with, Wilson or Josh Jacobs. So I don't know how that's going to be. And there's pass catchers. The Denver game, I mean, the pass catchers were not great in the Denver game. They were not phenomenal. It kind of dropped a lot of drop balls, not big plays. I mean, what's his name? Christian Watson is questionable for this game. I don't know if he's playing or not. Maybe he is. I don't know too much about that pretty much yet with this, but I mean, Dobbs is their main receiver right now for this team, with leading team in receiving, but it's been the offense has been really getting carried by the defense, if I have to say, this year compared to other years.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Jordan Love hasn't looked that bad this year statistically, but I mean, yeah, it's been kind of a rough second half for the Packers.
Definitely. And 9-4-1 is not, it's a great record still. I mean, they can go for the first seed, the second seed. I don't know how it's going to be. This NFC is just so compact. But I'm also going to take the Bears at home and split the series with them. So enough of the Saturday games. We'll hit the Sunday games pretty much really quick. So you got pretty much Buffalo versus Cleveland. Shedeur playing Bills. I think the Bills should win this game. It's going to be a close game. That defense is for real. But Shedeur Sanders got locked up last week by that Bears defense. And it was bad. His worst game, 3 interceptions, 31 QBR, 100 yards, I believe. It was not his best game. It was just one of his worst games. And now you're going to play Buffalo. Maybe you have a shot to have a high-scoring game, or maybe you get destroyed like last week. I don't know how that's going to go. But I think Josh Allen should get it done. Unless this defense suffocates him. I don't know how it's going to be.
Yeah, Josh Allen's been looking pretty good recently, especially that comeback against New England. So yeah, give me Buffalo in this one. Not much to
Back
say.
back to back weeks and comebacks too. Beating the Bengals 10 point lead, and then this one 24-7, 21 zip lead pretty much.
Yeah.
So I will also take the Bills in this game. Tennessee versus Kansas City. No Patty. No Patty anymore. I think you just got to tank your season. Get better draft value. That's the best thing if I'm the Chiefs. Get that draft value, build that resume. It's kind of crazy to say that the Chiefs tanking. I haven't said that probably since I was born, honestly, because they have always been decent. So it's been a decade since they've missed the playoffs, so I can't believe that.
Yeah, it's been one of the biggest surprises this year. I'd say not if it's actually the biggest surprise. Cam Ward's been pretty good given the situation that he's been dealt with. I mean, his wide receivers he was given were pretty poor. So I mean, I feel like this is just a battle for who wants the better first round pick, and Rashee Rice obviously being out this week too.
Mm-hmm.
I think they had another big one, but I'm not sure who the name is that they're missing out this week. But at Tennessee, I feel like
No McDuffie. No McDuffie this week also.
McDuffie, yeah, that's
or Leon or more. So there's a lot of injuries. They're battling throughout the Chiefs right now for this team.
I feel like Kansas City will still win this one.
I mean, yeah, maybe Gardner Minshew can build some resume with that. Hopefully, keep his bench being a good backup quarterback too for this team. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Cam Ward's gonna have a solid game also. So I think Chiefs should win this game, but it's gonna be a decent game for Cam Ward if anything.
Mm-hmm.
Heading to another game, New York versus the Minnesota Vikings. I think 9 wins this game. I think 9 keeps up his streak going through straight to. I think 9 finishes undefeated, 9-8. I really do.
Wow.
I think he keeps his resume and they get rid of the quarterback talk of him getting another veteran. I think he's just going to try his best to finish a resume with a positive record. That's my opinion with that.
Okay, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on this one.
You
I'm
think
gonna
the
go
Giants?
Yes.
Mm.
I feel like Jackson Dart's too talented to kind of hand this team a first overall pick, and I feel like he's also going to prove it right now. Because like, there's been a lot of talk with him getting traded this year, even though he's just a rookie, and he's looked pretty solid. But I mean, you never know, and I feel like 9 will come out again, looking like 9, and have a dud of a game, especially with that D line.
That D line is getting better. Like last week against the Commanders, it was decent. I mean, Dual Carter showed up. Brian Burns, of course, he's going to show up consistently. That's a big concern with that team. I just don't know how this team's going to do. I mean, Jackson Dart, he gets hurt every single play, again concussion. I get a notification from Adam Schefter. Jackson Dart's in the blue currents or the blue tent. I'm like, okay, he's back in there every week. So something got to change with him, ability to contain himself in the head. Because if you get more concussions every week, it's going to be ruining your reputation as a quarterback and your health. Because you are these franchise for this team, pretty much.
Yeah.
So you're saying New York in this game. I mean, that's a disagree. I mean, Minnesota's favorite 2.5 in this game. I think 9 in these guys. I think Jefferson has a phenomenal game. Also, I do not trust the secondary for the Giants in this game.
Okay.
So that's our predictions for that game. And Dolphins versus Cincinnati. Quinn Ewers debut. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this game. I mean, Joe Burrow hates his life pretty much right now. He's a depression right now. Both these teams have nothing to play for because their seasons are done. I think the Bengals will win this game. I think they should win. Maybe Quinn Ewers looks decent, or maybe we get Zach Wilson because Quinn Ewers probably throws another pick 6 or something. Possibly. But I would take Cincinnati in this game likely because both these teams are just terrible. Because this was a primetime game beginning of the year. This was supposed to be a primetime game. Luckily they flexed it.
Yeah, thank God. I mean, Cincinnati's too talented on offense. I would say to where, I mean, it would be close. I feel like Cincinnati blows them out. You've seen Cincinnati beat the Ravens pretty handily on Thanksgiving, be in a big lead against the Buffalo Bills. So they can compete in games. It's just that defense, when they're up against good offenses, kind of let the gas off the brakes and everything and start to let teams come back. So I feel like Cincinnati kind of wins this one by double digits. That's my take for this one.
I agree with that. The thing about Cincinnati, last week, it was 17-0. They're about to score a touchdown, and then Kyle Van Voigt intercepts the ball, give it to Gilman, and pick 6, 24-0. Like that. That was Joe Burrow's worst game I think I've seen in forever, barring his injuries and everything. I think this was his worst game as a starter last week against the Ravens. You might say in that game. And your Jets are playing the Saints this weekend in New Orleans. I don't know who wins this. I think Tyler Show maybe comes out of nowhere and looks phenomenal, keeps his resume of being a 26-year-old quarterback. Because they got the win over the damn Panthers last week on the at home. So, I mean, I don't even know how the Saints team is. Very underrated, if I had to say, this year so far.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't been as bad as people would have thought on paper.
No.
And, the Jets have Brady Cook starting this week, and I feel like they
Brady Cook again. Okay.
Yeah. Shut down Garrett Wilson earlier today. So I feel like they're kind of embracing the tank. This is the first time I've actually seen this a Jets team embrace a tank and shut down people and everything. Recently, I think in 2020, we got that win over the Rams. We didn't shut anyone down. We've gotten wins over other teams that kind of like push us back into the draft. And it's like, really? We're not competing for anything, and we're just kind of shooting ourselves in the foot. But this is the first time, again, like I've seen this team was like, okay, we're not going to be competing for anything. We kind of need to address the future of this team, especially with all the picks that they've received from Indianapolis, from Dallas. And I think they just kind of accepted the fact that, we're not going to make the playoffs. We're rebuilding for past 20 years, and we need to do something different. You've seen teams win and kind of screw themselves out of draft picks and not get the guys that they want and kind of settle with guys who have been lower on the radars, especially with Zach Wilson over Trevor Lawrence. And it's just, I think we kind of accepted that, and I'm going to take the Saints in this one.
And I agree with it. I would take the Saints also in this game. I think the Saints are going to keep shooting themselves in the foot, get them out of a situation of not kicking the quarterback there, sure, and they're going to take a fucking offensive line like they always do, or D lineman. That's how the Saints run. I don't know how this team is, dude. Like, I dead ass. Like, they can honestly take Jordan Tyson in the draft or some bullshit. Like, the Saints, that GM they've had for too long. I forget his name. He's been there since MT got drafted, since 2017 or some bullshit. Like, he's been terrible. He sucks at drafting. Like, 2017 was phenomenal. Great draft. And since that, it's been a bunch of mid picks. I mean, Chris Olave, phenomenal pick. But, like, other than that, O-line picks, that's the biggest takeaway I got to say with this team, with the Saints.
Yeah, they've been struggling recently.
They have, and I was surprised they still keep this owner. And the Derek Carr move a couple years ago was such a risk, and they got nothing out of that. You got 3-0. That was it. Or 2-0. That's I even fucking know. That just fish.
They looked legit though. I can't lie. That was fantastic.
91-27. That was their scores for the games.
That's crazy. 2 games. Everyone was calling them Super Bowl contenders.
Mm-hmm. That was unbelievable right there. What other game is there? Let's talk about this one. The Cowboys versus the Chargers. Cowboys coming off the loss against 9 on Sunday night primetime. Cowboys are still battling for the chance for the playoffs. I think the Chargers win this game. I think the Chargers.
Wow.
I think Justin Herbert puts a clinic. I think he looks phenomenal. Bounces back off that. Because let's see, they're 10-4 right now. Coming off a win against the Chiefs with the game-winning field goal. Coming back in that game, getting Mahomes hurt also. I mean, they're on a 3-game winning streak right now, okay? I think they win this game. I really have faith in their defense. Khalil Mack looking really good so far since being back. Tulipito, their other defensive end, looking good. Hemlin, Hart. So the defense has been good. That's the thing. I think the defense has been really consistent, and the offense has got to pick it up. Like, something got to go. The beginning of the year, offense looked great. That was the team. And the defense was kind of selling. Now the defense is doing great, and the offense is looking mid. I don't know if it's because Justin Herbert's hand surgery. It kind of hold them back for the 2 past games, but like someone got to get going if they want to make a push for this playoffs in the tough AFC right now for the wildcard position for this team.
I'm gonna take your Dallas Cowboys in this one.
Okay.
I feel like y'all are playing for that second round pick. You gave the Jets, and they're like, yeah, we kind of don't want to hand them a top second round pick this year. And we're going to try to keep winning games, just fight for our spots, fight for good momentum going into next year. And, this offense is just too good to
It is.
kind of just take a step back and be like, all right, let's just start tanking at this point.
Well, the thing is, though, you got to understand the Cowboys narrative. We got to go 8-8-1. We got to be the definition of mediocrity. You got to understand that. Because right now because next week at the Chargers game, you got Commanders on Christmas, and then you got Giants at end of the year. Guaranteed those are 2 wins right there. So 8-8 is very possible in my opinion right now. So That's my prediction. If we somehow win the damn division, the Eagles lose 3 straight. Um, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I might do something radical if that actually happens. Like I don't know. It's something has to be crazy if Philadelphia loses this week to the Commanders because they're losing to Buffalo, guaranteed. I don't care. They're losing to Buffalo. It's at Buffalo too, so it's guaranteed to lose at that game. Then I will pray to God if the Commanders somehow sweep them. If the
Do they have
Commanders
to
sweep,
lose out for y'all to win the division, or can
we have
y'all?
to win out. We have to win out, and they have to lose out.
Yeah, y'all.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a tough road. We'll see.
Yes, it will definitely be a tough see, and see how this goes pretty much. And yeah, you know. But we'll see if Dak Prescott and the Cowboys and if Aubrey can make a kick because he missed 2 last week, and that's insane. I can't believe that. That was a swing right there. And the offense, I mean, Pickens hasn't done anything. CeeDee's been consistent. The run game hasn't been the best lately. So I don't know what's going on with offense a little bit. And the defense, we know the defense just has been. Matt Eberflus is going to the office though. He's going to the box booth, so he's going to the booth. Maybe it's gonna be different. Maybe it's gonna be a little different in the booth. I don't know.
We'll
But
see.
yeah. But let's talk about the game of the week of this division, pretty much, of the battle of this. Carolina versus Tampa Bay. Carolina's at home. They love being at home. They're one of the best teams at home. I think they're. Let me see. When they're home, 1, 3. They're like 4-2 at home right now. 4-2.
It's not bad.
Not bad. Only losses to Saints and the Bills right now. At home. So it's kind of crazy with that. So losing to the Saints. I mean, they shouldn't have lose that, but it's whatever. Um, Tampa Bay coming off that one loss against the Falcons, still unbelievable. How that happens? You lose to a team that's already eliminated, and they just want to ruin your season. And the Panthers losing on a game-winning field goal to the Saints. This
Yeah.
division's so bad. I don't know who wins this game, honestly. If I had to, what's your thoughts about this? If you just say,
I feel like the Panthers are kind of too far ahead of themselves. You know, right now they have a really nice future looking with Bryce Young, with Ted McMillan. Really big fan of him. But I feel like this Tampa Bay team just kind of figures it out late season and it clicks. And I feel like this will be the game that starts for them, especially with how you see like the reaction of the team when they lost. Mike Evans always has a good game against Carolina. I think like he's gotten. I was looking at. I look at fantasy sometimes to kind of speculate like ball knowledge. But like this man, Mike Evans, is averaging over 20 points a game for the past 5-6 years against Carolina. Sorry, and I feel like this continues tomorrow or Sunday. And I think Tampa Bay just gets a win over Carolina. Kind of ruins the Panthers' hopes for a playoff spot this year.
well, still got to play them at the end of the year, of course. They still got to play them back-to-back weeks, pretty much.
Oh.
I mean, Carolina, everyone's healthy. No one's missing pretty much. Their only tackles, questionable. Wallace is out. It's the Bucks. I mean, nothing crazy. Their O-line, of course, it's still depleted of injuries a little bit. I mean, Mike Evans, if he, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of sad, though. Mike Evans won't hit 1,000 yards unless he hits 240, averages 240 yards. Like, that's the only way he can hit 1,000 yards again this year. So, I don't think it's possible, sadly.
I love Mike Evans though.
Oh yeah, you gotta love him from A&M a little bit. Literally played with Johnny Manziel. He's played with phenomenal quarterbacks. Like honestly, that's probably one of the craziest receivers. Johnny Manziel, Winston, Ryan Fitzpatrick for a little bit, Tom Brady, and now Baker.
Jeez, bro.
That's a dream, right? That's a funny quarterback roulette right there.
What a career.
Playing with those quarterbacks, but. I'm gonna take the opposite. I think the Panthers win this game. I think the run game right here is gonna be dominant. I think Bryce Young and this guy's gonna build a play action right there, and this defense is gonna keep falling apart because this defense does not look good. Todd Bowles have been exposed this year so far. The defense has not looked anything how it's been previous years. A little slow on the step, if anything. I really do think Bryce Young and these guys are gonna put a clinic. I think T-Mac. Whoever guards T-Mac is going to get burnt off. I think T-Mac and these guys are going to look good on the defense. And Rico, of course, Rico, Dallo, I mean, whoever's hot hand with the backcourt. Because they go on and off. It could be Rico one game or it could be Chuba one. It doesn't matter. Whoever has the hot hand in the backfield pretty much for his team.
It's like a David Montgomery, Jameer Gibbs from Timu right there.
That's the thing. I look at the Panthers. I feel like they're building the same resume as the Lions a little bit, like building the reputation of that. Like this year, if they don't make it, it's kind of like the Lions, 9-8. That one year got it going a little bit, and then next year they just blew it off. I think the Panthers next year are going to be phenomenal. That's my opinion on it. Unless Bryce Young takes a giant step back, or this offense just takes depletion.
Hey, don't forget what his number is.
Oh, stop it! It's only works on one. It only works on one guy. Works on a white man. Hey. He ruined all nines. He ruined every single nine.
I'm a quarterback. I'm wearing 9. I'm switching my number as soon as possible.
Ish. That is unbelievable. Hitting on the 3:00 games now. The 3:00 games, nothing too crazy. Arizona for Atlanta. Both these teams are eliminated. Kyler Murray, he's done with his team. The Atlanta Falcons get good pick. Just win all your games so you don't give the Rams a good pick. That's the only thing I gotta say without them. And the Cardinals, disappointing year. I think this is the most disappointing team out of all of these teams because I really thought the Cardinals were going to come in and look really good this year. That's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, I thought they were going to make a jump this year. A lot of people were hyping them up. But going back to Atlanta, I feel like they have too many playmakers on that team to where it's like something's not clicking. And I feel like it goes back to Raheem Morris. He's been a terrible coach. He's been given so many opportunities with so many talented guys, and he's just been wasting their careers. So I do think he'll get fired, but I do think Atlanta will win this game only because they need to play to not let the LA Rams get a top 10 pick.
I agree with that. And Drake London and James Peace Jr. are questionable for this game, so they got to questionable players right now. And I don't think if Marvin Harrison is questionable in this game, so those are the injuries right there. So I think the Falcons should win this game. Bijan Robinson, masterclass in this game. So, and another thing is the Cardinals are tanking. They already got everyone on IR, Trey Benson, everything. They're getting ready for this next season draft with this team. Maybe build momentum for a trade for a veteran, or they got to trade with Kyler. That's his team pretty much now.
Yeah, the Kyler era is over, I'd say.
Yeah, and Houston versus Raiders, 14.5. Houston should dominate this game. I don't even need to say that. Houston dominates.
Yeah, I don't think there's much to talk about this one. I feel like this defense kind of proves how they are the best in the NFL. And again, like
border control.
Recently, I think Houston Texans are a dark horse team to go to the Super Bowl.
I definitely agree with that. The border control defense is insane. That's a defense. That is.
That's a tough name too.
It is. I think it's definitely up there with the Legion. If the Texans win the Super Bowl, and that's their nickname, you have Legion of Boom, No Fly Zone, and then you got border control. Literally top 3 names right there on defenses, if anything.
Did the Bears defense have a nickname in '85?
Well, I forget what their nickname was. If people say it's just 85 Bears.
The Steel Curtain was tough.
The Steel Curtain years. Yeah.
People Eaters was nice.
Nickname. What was their nickname? No, the Monsters Midway. That was their thing. The Monsters of Midway.
Okay. New York Sack Exchange was nice too with the Jets.
With what? What year was that?
That was in the '80s. That was like with Mark Gastineau.
One
guy went up to Brett Favre was like, "I'm gonna get my sack back."
Yeah, get my sack back and all that.
Get my sack back. What a stud!
I mean, and the thing is, so an era of offense has been so dominant, and the Texans, they've consistent with their defense. I mean, D'Amico Ryans, 3 years in a row, being phenomenal on the defensive side, carrying this team pretty much. So, give him props to that in this offensive league, pretty much. Give definitely props to D'Amico Ryans for that year. So let's hit on these 2 games: Jacksonville versus Denver. Jags need this game bad if they want to still contend for the AFC South or put themselves in good for a position. Denver, they just need to compete for the 1 seed pretty much for this game. It's at Denver too, so this is gonna be a very interesting game right here. 12-2, 7. Broncos are undefeated at home. Oh yeah. This is.
I really like the Jaguars in this one.
I honestly agree with you with that. I do like the Jags in this game too. I think T-Law is getting confident, and this is what he does late in the season always. Like every year when he finishes a year, like end of the season, he's very consistent a little bit. When he's not barring his injuries, if he's healthy throughout the season, he always finishes really good. With the 9-8 year a couple years ago, and then that one year they just went 8-3 and they just fell apart. And they just I think was that last year?
That was 2023.
That was
That was
23.
with like the Texans coming up.
Yeah, and the 24 they just fell apart. 24 they just had injuries last year. That was a big.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence on paper has been looking bad, but like I feel like he's been a decent franchise quarterback for the Jaguars.
I mean, it's kind of tough being in that tough market, that market of the Jacksonville team. I mean, that is just terrible. So, and ETN, breakout year for him. He's about to hit 1,000 yards for this team. And then going to the other side, the Denver Broncos, every game they have won has been one score game minus the Cowboys game. Every single game, one score. Something's going to happen. They're going to get hit in the face. Like, eventually. They're going to get smacked. That's my biggest warning for teams like this, being one score every time. So, maybe the Jags hit him in the mouth and they get, back on earth a little bit. Okay, we're a normal NFL team. We're not a Super Bowl contending team yet, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, that Broncos defense is for real. That defense is for real. I just don't know what Bo Nix we're gonna see, because Bo Nix, he plays to his opponent. If it's a high expected game, pretty much, he's gonna do phenomenal. But if it's a game with a shitty team, he's gonna play like the shitty team. That's how he plays, pretty much. I've realized about him.
Yeah, you noticed that in that Jets game. He looked terrible.
He played down to his opponent. He plays the Raiders games. Played down to the opponent.
Yeah.
He plays to when the game, how the game is environment, how it's built up. He's gonna play down to the opponent, pretty much.
But then you have the Eagles game where he plays up to the opponent.
Mm-hmm. And then the Packers game last week played up to the opponent. We got to see how he does against the playoffs. Is he going to be up to the opponent, or he's just going to get exposed and get fall down the earth? That's my biggest concern with this team. With that. But we're both taking the Jags in this game, right?
Yep.
Pretty much. I mean, yep.
I think Trevor Lawrence is, again, like you said, just so much confidence right now. And those stats, people say they're inflated because it was the Jets. But, I mean, if you look at quarterbacks versus the Jets this year, I'm not saying the turnovers are there, but you don't see 5 touchdowns. You don't see – or 6 total touchdowns. You don't see that.
No.
So I think Trevor Lawrence gained a lot of confidence in this game.
And you understand, this is professional athletes right here. We're getting 6 touchdowns to 6 touchdowns. That's the thing. That's not going to come off the end. These are guys are grown men getting owned by 6 touchdowns. That's not usual by that. Jags are going to win that game, hopefully. And then this game, Detroit versus Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers going back to Detroit, NFC North game. If the Lions lose this game, they're done. Pittsburgh already has momentum because they're going to win the division likely because the Ravens are choking and they already beat them already, so they'll face them last week of the season. This is a tough game. Because they're coming off a Monday night win. Pretty much. It's preview this game. I mean, they're both 8-6 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Lions are under 5-2 at home. Is anyone out crazy? It's just the Lions injuries right now. Okay, that's the thing. Injuries are been depleting this team pretty much, and they almost won last week against the Rams in a comeback fashion. But these injuries are costing them too much. The secondary got exposed badly last week. The defense did not look good. So that's my thoughts about that team. What's your thoughts about this game? Do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to come into Detroit and put a masterclass, or do you think this Lions defense actually shows up?
I think this Lions defense shows up. They're fighting on the back of the ball now, and
Detroit really needs a win, especially if they want to stay competitive with their win now team. And they're going to soon have to pay a lot of guys like Jahmyr Gibbs. They're already paying Amon-Ra. Their Super Bowl window could be closing very soon.
Mm-hmm. And, we can obviously see, what's happening with the Chiefs, where it's like the money's coming, the injuries are going to start piling up. And the thing about the Chiefs is they have their 3 Super Bowls. Detroit doesn't have their 1 Super Bowl. This is one of their win now years, and I think they'll put it up and put a good game against Aaron Rodgers, who's been one of their biggest nightmares in recent memory. So, yeah, give me the Detroit Lions.
I will also go to Detroit, honestly. I've been thinking – I think about the Steelers. My biggest issue with the Steelers is what kind of offense is going to show out. If you take away DK and – the defense does not get stops in the run game. If they take away the running of Warren, this offense is one dimension pretty much, and they depend on the 2 tight end offense. Aaron Rodgers has been good for the past 2 weeks, looking really good. for this team. Because in the Bills game, though, like they got shut out. I don't know what Steelers offense we're going to see in this game. I don't. That's the biggest concern about this team with that. And Detroit, we know their offense. It's high scoring. They're going to put points on the score. They're not going to get. They're not going to get. Like the defense is going to sell, but if they're going to get some stocks, I think they'll be fine. But the offense, we know they're going to average 30. They're averaging 30 points right now in this league, 40 points almost. So like they're putting points up. So I think Detroit will put points up. And going back to your thing about saying with Detroit, win now. Like you forget they won the NFC Championship 15-2 last year, and then this year, if you don't make the playoffs this year, it's catching up now. You got to start paying players now. ASAP, Gibbs, Montgomery's contract going to expire soon, so the Lions got to pay people soon. I mean,
Yeah, especially with how luxurious Jared Goff's contract is, and again, like this Steelers defense has been really bad this year, especially with penalties too. So I think Detroit will kind of settle in the dust and get their win, I guess, especially against a former rival in their division, Aaron Rodgers.
Because heading the 2000, this offseason, they're not losing too much. But in 27, they got to play Laporta, Brian Branch, Gibbs, Jack Campbell. They got to pay people. It's catching up a little bit. So you got a window for this year or next year, and that's it. Like it's that shit is expiring soon on you. So Detroit should win this game, high scoring game, but they got to put some miracle if they want to somehow win this division, or not even win the division, make a wild card spot, because the AFC wild card spot's intense right now. I mean, the Niners are 9 wins right now, 10 wins right now for that 7 seed. It is insane.
Yeah, you got to look at like Detroit's one of their only options is to win that division, and it's going to be really tough. But I think it's doable, honestly. I really do.
They got Chicago at the end. And I think they got Minnesota next week.
Yep, and I really think Green Bay will fall off, especially with Michael Parsons getting hurt.
So they could, in that Week 18 game, could be the Sunday night game, pretty much primetime game, to pretty much decide who gets in, pretty much.
Yeah, we'll see about that one. That's going to be really good. Where's that game at? In Chicago?
It's in Chicago. No, yeah, it's in Chicago. No, it's not in Chicago. Yeah, it's in Chicago. Yeah, Chicago.
Yeah. I remember they blew out Chicago like by 30 points.
Yeah, at Detroit. That was when their offense was like, everyone said they sucked pretty much.
I think they'll win the division. That's my take. That's a really hot take right now, but I think they'll win the division.
If they somehow win the division, the Lions, I mean, because Chicago still got to play they got to play, I believe.
Yeah, for
Niners. They got Niners and they got Niners. Green Bay and Niners.
Green Bay, Niners, Detroit. That's a really hard schedule. I think they'll win one of the 3, and Detroit will come out and win the division.
Detroit wins out. Detroit wins out.
Yep, I really do. I really believe.
That's a bold statement. We'll definitely see how next week and see these games go Sunday. Heading to the primetime game at Baltimore Sunday night, New England versus Baltimore. I'm taking Baltimore. I think Lamar Jackson and these guys somehow put some magic on this Mike Vrabel defense. I mean, I know Mike Vrabel has Lamar Jackson's number a little bit in past history. Beat him in the playoff game before. In Tennessee, of course, pretty much the series. I think they're 1-2-1 or 1-1. I don't know. Both of them played each other in the playoffs. I think, and Derrick Henry facing his former coach, pretty much too. I mean, we'll see if he puts a masterclass against his former coach. Stick it to him, or maybe I don't even know. I think they'll bounce back. I think Lamar Jackson, these guys, they got to find some momentum, trying to battle for a playoff position, of course, make that Week 18 game meaningful, because they got Green Bay next week too. They got stretched, dude. Fuck. They got New England, Green Bay. They got to win out to go 10-7 or 9-8, some bullshit like that.
That's ridiculous.
That is a stretch.
I think Baltimore will win this one though, because it's at home. It's in a primetime game. And I think Lamar Jackson starts to lock in, and I think they'll win the division too. Give me Baltimore to win that division.
You think Baltimore wins straight, and then Steelers fall 9-8?
Yep.
That's such a Steelers thing, honestly. That's just a
Pittsburgh thing. But I think it will happen.
That'd be crazy. Start 1-5 and they win the division. That would be.
At that point, do you think they get rid of Mike Tomlin? Like, time is taken for him, even though he's a fantastic coach. But, I mean, it's just been, 5 straight years of mediocrity?
It's been almost a decade. It's been a decade. It's been almost a decade since 2016 was our last playoff win.
It's crazy.
That's the last time they went to like made a playoff game, like won it. Because in 2017 they didn't win the playoff game. They lost to the Jags
Yeah.
second round. And that Jags, I mean, everyone knew. I had a feel. I still can't believe people really thought the Steelers were going to win that game. Like, we forget the Jags blew the crap out of them at home, like earlier that year. Like, I knew the Jags were somehow going to win that game still.
That was a great game. I remember watching that. I was actually in Jacksonville, Florida, while that
was
game was
crazy.
happening.
That Jags team was different. That was
Yeah,
Exactly.
Jalen Ramsey, Calais Campbell. You had Miles Jack. Yeah, that was
AJ Boye, Brian Branch.
Dude, they had rookie Leonard Fournette too. Allen
Alan
Robinson.
Hearn. You had Alan Hearns too. Don't forget that. I mean,
Yeah,
that
Blake
team.
Bortles. I mean, dude, they should have went to the Super Bowl. That collapse against the Patriots, yikes.
Speaking of Miles Jack, he got arrested a couple days ago. He had a gun in like a suite, and he shot like a window and all that kind of stuff. It was kind of crazy.
At an NFL game?
No. He was just at like a hotel or something. Like,
I
he
think
shot out a window.
they got an NFL game. Dude, that's crazy.
No, it's kind
Well,
of.
what are we doing, bro? What are we doing?
I don't know. But, I mean, speaking of New England, this New England team, they're good. That collapse, though, against the Buffalo Bills, you can't have that, especially at home for the division. And I think some devil magic's going to work for the Bills, and they somehow win the division. Some bullshit's going to happen. The Bills don't lose this division. It happened a couple of years ago. The 2023 Dolphins choked the division to the Bills. Something's going to happen. I think this Bills team is going to get some miracle, get the division, and it's to get the second round, second seed or first seed probably.
Isn't the Patriots only need one more win to win that division, right?
They need two.
Who do
They
I
gotta-
know the Jets one game, so that's an auto win.
They got to have two, and I think they have an easy stretch because, I mean, they got, Dolphins, Jets. This game,
Yeah, that
it
division.
might,
Straight
I think-
to win.
it's going to go through New England right now. That's what it's looking like, or go through Baltimore. Not Baltimore, Denver right now. That's what it's looking like. But I think Baltimore should win this game. But heading to our Monday night game, I don't need to say anything. This game should be a dominate fashion by the Niners. Phillip Rivers, just pray for his life. Robert Sala is going to kill him. And it's at the Colts, but do I believe Phillip Rivers is going to survive? No.
No.
It's going to be It's going to be bad. Phillip Rivers and this guy is not going to look good.
Dude, the hate watch is going crazy for me though. I mean, what? There's been like
Yeah,
4 straight losses.
they're going 8-9. They're choking
Sauce
this
Gardner,
division.
the curse with them. Sauce Gardner. We traded the curse and Sauce Gardner.
That's just insane, dude. That's the most shocking with that.
Yeah.
But with that, the Niners will move of 11-4, of course, with that too. So yeah, can't wait for these games this week. But thank y'all for joining us for this episode. Like and subscribe. Definitely tune in for these games. Definitely tune in for how Saturday games pretty much go for today for the NFL and college. Definitely gonna be a great day. But thank y'all for joining us.
See ya.